Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. In the late Qing Dynasty, China entered a semi-colonial and semi-feudal society, where the Qing government employed foreigners as high officials, with Robert Hart, an Englishman, serving the longest term in China. During his more than 50 years in Qing official positions, Hart served as the Inspector General of Chinese Maritime Customs for 47 years, effectively controlling China's customs for almost half a century. Even when he wanted to resign, Empress Dowager Cixi firmly refused, and after his death, the Qing dynasty posthumously honored him as the Grand Protector of the Crown Prince. On the morning of April 13, 1908, with a forlorn expression and faltering steps, Robert Hart departed. His departure marked the end of an Englishman's dominance over Chinese customs for nearly half a century, bidding farewell to a legendary era. The official title responsible for customs affairs in the Qing dynasty was the Inspectorate General of Customs, established in the fourth year of Xianfeng's reign, 1854. Due to the Taiping Rebellion, which rendered the Qing dynasty incapable of controlling the Shanghai customs, the Inspectorate General of Customs was established under strong pressure from the three major Western powers, Britain, the United States, and France. However, due to the corruption and incompetence of the late Qing dynasty, the crucial customs department, responsible for the nation's economic lifeline, continuously employed foreigners from its inception. During the late Qing dynasty, the Chinese customs were primarily managed by British nationals, transitioning to American control during the Republic of China era. The first Inspector General of Customs in the Qing dynasty was British national Horatio Nelson Leigh, and Hart succeeded him as the second Inspector General, making him the longest-serving foreigner in this role in China. Initially sent to Hong Kong to learn Chinese as a trainee interpreter, Hart, unlike other British translators, showed exceptional diligence and dedication. While typical translators focused on basic grammar and diplomatic phrases, Hart's immersion in the Chinese language sparked a deep interest in Chinese culture. He independently studied classical Confucian texts and historical documents. Quickly becoming an expert and diligent learner, Hart became highly knowledgeable about Chinese culture, proficient in idioms, allusions, and even had a thorough understanding of the complexities of the I Ching. These qualities endeared Hart to the Qing rulers, laying the foundation for their trust and admiration. After completing his studies in Hong Kong, Hart was assigned to the British Consulate General in Guangzhou. By then, he was already a China expert. As he interacted with Qing officials, he swiftly grasped the intricacies of Qing bureaucracy, making him adept at dealing with Qing officials. Maintaining respect and humility in his interactions, Hart displayed the gentlemanly demeanor of the British, earning praise from Guangzhou Qing officials, particularly Governor-General Lo Chongguan, who highly valued Hart's contributions. Upon Lo Chongguan's recommendation, Hart left his role as a diplomatic interpreter in the Guangzhou consulate and joined the Inspectorate General of Customs as the Deputy Inspector General, serving as lieutenant to Horatio Nelson Leigh. In the 11th year of Xianfeng, 1861, the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom reached its peak. Seeing the Qing dynasty struggling to suppress it, the Qing rulers sought help from Nelson Leigh, hoping to utilize British assistance to eradicate the Taiping Rebellion. Nelson Leigh, however, had little regard for the Qing court. Aware of the strength of the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom, he sent his deputy, Hurd, to negotiate with the Qing authorities in Beijing. Hurd understood the Qing's desire to use British aid against the Taiping Rebellion. He proposed using customs revenue to fund military purchases from Britain, suggesting the acquisition of warships and firearms to defeat the Taiping forces. However, Hurd lacked influence in Britain and couldn't directly engage the military there. He turned to Nelson Leigh, who agreed to assist the Qing in building a navy but had his own agenda, intending to use the naval fleet for his own purposes. Despite Cixi's skill in compromise, Nelson lay miscalculated. By 1863, with Qing victories in the south, the Taiping Rebellion was weakening, making Nelson Lay's naval fleet less relevant. Ultimately, Cixi dismissed Nelson Lay from his position at the Qing Customs Service and appointed Hurd in his place. Hurd's approach was markedly different from Nelson Lay's. He showed great respect for Qing officials, relocated the customs service from Shanghai to Beijing, and initiated reforms within the Qing customs system. Hurd implemented strict customs management, taxation, statistics, port dredging, and quarantine systems, laying the foundation for modern customs and postal systems in China. Prior to Hurd's tenure, the Qing customs were notoriously corrupt. His introduction of high salaries and stringent supervision transformed the customs into one of the most honest government departments. Hurd's progressive management philosophy introduced a service-oriented approach, simplifying procedures and emphasizing communication with merchants, a concept far ahead of its time and contributing significantly to the advancement of China's customs management. In 1908, at the age of 73, Hurd's health deteriorated, prompting his return to England. Despite submitting his resignation to the Qing court, they initially refused to accept it. Eventually, they allowed him to retire due to health reasons. Hurd passed away in England on September 20, 1911, and the Qing posthumously honored him as the Grand Protector of the Crown Prince. Interestingly, within 20 days of Hurd's death, the Wuchang Uprising erupted, marking the beginning of the end for the Qing Dynasty. This is History and Culture channel. Like and subscribe are the biggest help and support for us. Thank you everyone, see you next time.